Samsung recently started pushing out One UI 5 for the Galaxy S22 Ultra to more people all around the world. With this update came several new features, fixes, improved optimization, and of course better camera processing. In this video, we're going to compare the camera performance on One UI 4 versus One UI 5 to see if it's actually better. Before we jump into it, I do have one little disclaimer. I forgot to disable the auto update settings before I could test out the low light capabilities of the Galaxy S22 Ultra running One UI 4, and it updated. So I won't be showing any nighttime shots in this video. If I can manage to get a hold of another S22 Ultra running One UI 4, I will do a follow-up video. And if you want to see that video, y'all know what to do, hit that like button. So for this test, I took a ton of photos, and I went in thinking that there wouldn't be much of a difference. However, after looking at the images on the phone screens, I clearly saw the improvements with the update. After putting them on the computer, the differences became a little less noticeable, but they were still there. Moral of the story, phone screens are deceptive, even if they're the exact same phones. Starting with the main camera sensor, you can see the HDR algorithm has improved. Not only are we getting better highlight control, but the detail in the shadows is still there. I was pretty shocked in the difference in some of these photos. It's almost night and day if you look at the sky and the clouds. The Galaxy S22 Ultra running One UI 5 has more details in the whites of the clouds, which can be seen here, versus One UI 4, which is completely blown out. On top of the improved HDR, we also have better contrast, and it looks like the saturation has been dialed back slightly while preserving a nice blue tone in the sky. In fact, it's the sky color that I immediately saw when comparing these two. Personally, I like the look of the new firmware, but it's all personal preference. Let me know in the comment section which one you prefer. As for portrait mode, something has definitely changed. As you can see, the background is far more blurrier on the older firmware, but I had both phones set to the exact same settings, so I'm not sure what's going on. It happened several times, and then all of a sudden, they started matching up again. The older firmware even captured this shot and blurred the foreground and background, whereas the newer firmware just messed up or just didn't capture it. Overall, portrait mode seems to have gotten less aggressive and a little more particular when it comes to detecting subjects. This is the case with the front-facing camera as well. I will say the difference in front-facing photos, whether portrait or non-portrait, isn't as much as the rear main sensor, and in some instances I prefer the look of the older firmware, like this shot here. Some of you might be wondering, what about a shutter lag? It seems it has improved slightly, as you can see by these pictures of different animals. It's not a huge difference, but the newer firmware does seem to be a little bit more sharper with more subject in focus. Switching things over to the ultra-wide and telephoto cameras, I honestly can't see a difference. From my testing, it looks like all of the improvements were centered around the main sensor and optimizing it to perform slightly better. Honestly, that's not necessarily a bad thing considering the other cameras were already great, so I'm not sure what Samsung could really do here with just a software update. There was one thing I noticed on the telephoto cameras, especially on the 10X. If you look at the background on some of these photos, you'll see the older firmware looks far more processed and digitally sharpened versus the newer firmware. Don't get me wrong, they both look very processed, but the newer firmware has dialed it back a notch, giving it a more natural look. Again, nothing groundbreaking here, but it's still nice to see Samsung giving the cameras some love despite a new phone releasing right around the corner. Macro is also damn near identical, which makes sense considering it utilizes the ultra-wide for macro shots. Switching things over to video, the main sensor improvements can be slightly seen here as well. Better processing in the highlights, allowing for improved HDR, without it being overbearing on the shadows. It's definitely a lot less noticeable than the photos, but nonetheless, an improvement is there. As for the other cameras, it's the same story. I honestly can't see much of a difference. Everything from the dynamic range to the colors look identical. Stabilization also looks to be the same with maybe a tiny bit of improvement, but even then it could be a placebo effect even after taking several clips. I'm really disappointed that I wasn't able to test out the low light capabilities of the older firmware and compare it to the new, since this is one area I feel Samsung needs to improve. Sometimes the noise reduction can be overly aggressive or just not enough. In fact, you can even see some noise here in the shadows when recording in 60 frames per second during the day on both firmwares, so my guess would be that low light is very close to being the same, if not identical. As for the front-facing video, Here's a quick test. So here's a quick test using the front-facing camera on both the old firmware and the new firmware, just to tell if there's a difference in video quality. From what I've seen on the screen, I really don't see a difference, but from what I've seen previous, it looks like the saturation has been toned down a little bit, and the contrast has also been fine-tuned. So the optimization of the processing is a little bit better on the newer firmware versus the older firmware. But let me know what you think of the front-facing video quality on these two. To wrap this up, I think One UI 5 brought a lot of great features and improvements to the software experience. While the camera improvements are not drastically different, I think the small refinements that Samsung made to the main sensor will make most people happy. It's always nice to see companies continuing to deliver on their promise for updates and fine-tune the hardware, especially nearly a year later. But hey, these are my thoughts. Let me know yours in the comments below, and if you happen to have an Exynos variant running One UI 5, have you noticed any notable camera improvements? Let me know down below. If you enjoyed this video, please consider giving it a thumbs up. Subscribe for more videos just like this, and I'll see you beautiful people in the next one.